on that fateful morning of September 23, 1972, when I announced the proclamation of martial law, which had been signed by me before.
The Philippine government made changes to science and technology. In 1981, the National Science and Technology Authority was created. It was an upgrade from the National Science Development Board. The goal was to bring all science and technology efforts together. This was part of President Marcos' plan to modernize the country. The government also created new research centers and strengthened existing ones. These included the Philippine Council for Agriculture and Resources Research and Development for Farming, the Philippine Council for Health Research and Development for Health, and PAG-ASA for Weather. These changes helped to organize science and technology in the Philippines and support important research. The Philippines wanted to grow more rice. This was a big effort called the Green Revolution. The Green Revolution focused on growing more rice. Farmers used new kinds of rice, fertilizers, and ways of water their fields. Organizations like the International Rice Research Institute helped with this. The Masagana 99 program also aimed to grow more rice in the country. At first, the Green Revolution helped a lot, but later, there were problems with how it was done, and some farmers ended up with death. The Green Revolution helped the Philippines grow more rice, but it also had problems. It's important to find better ways to farm in the future. The drive to modernize the Philippines in the latter half of the 20th century included a strong push for industrialization and the development of large-scale infrastructure. This period saw the implementation of ambitious projects aimed at transforming the country's landscape and economy. This documentary short will examine some of these key initiatives with a focus on their intended goals and broader significance. President Ferdinand Marcos actively promoted infrastructure development as a key component of his vision for national progress and modernization. His administration embarked on the construction of numerous large-scale projects which aimed to improve public services, stimulated economic growth, and enhance the country's image. These projects were often presented as symbols of progress and national achievement. Among the most prominent infrastructure projects were the construction of specialized medical centers, including the Philippine Heart Center, 1975, the Lung Center of the Philippines, 1981, the National Kidney and Transplant Institute, 1981. These were part of what became known as the Edifice Complex, a term used to describe the construction of grand, often monumental projects. While these centers undoubtedly improved healthcare infrastructure and provided specialized medical services, they also serve as a symbolic purpose, projecting an image of a modern and progressive nation. There was a mix of public health, science, and political propaganda. Beyond healthcare, the government also attempted to develop local industries through the creation of government corporations and large-scale projects. A key example of this is the light rail transit in Metro Manila. Construction began in the early 1980s. The LRT-1 was a major undertaking, touted as the first of its kind in Southeast Asia. It aimed to address the growing problem of traffic congestion in the capital and improve urban mobility.
These industrialization and infrastructure projects were undertaken within a specific socio-political context. The Marcos era was marked by both ambitious development goals and significant political challenges. The long-term impact of these projects is a subject of ongoing debate. While some projects, like the medical centers, provided lasting benefits, others have been criticized for their cost, efficiency, or contribution to the national debt. The legacy of this period continues to shape discussions about development priorities and the role of government in large-scale infrastructure projects in the Philippines. The industrialization and infrastructure initiatives of this era left a lasting mark on the Philippines, transforming its urban landscape and contributing to its economic development. These projects reflect the complex interplay of modernization, political ambition, and socio-economic priorities. Understanding this history provides valuable context for evaluating current development strategies and the ongoing pursuit of progress in the Philippines. The Philippines needed more energy in the late 20th century. The government looked for new ways to power the country. In 1973, there was a big oil crisis. This made the Philippines look for energy sources other than oil. One solution was the Philippine Nuclear Power Plant. It was built in Bataan, but it never opened. There were concerns about safety. The Philippines has a lot of geothermal energy. This comes from the heat inside the earth. The government promoted geothermal energy. The Philippines became a world leader in producing this kind of energy. The Philippines tried different energy programs. The country became a major producer of geothermal energy. The search for good energy sources continues to be important for the Philippines. The Philippines tried to modernize with new science and technology programs, but there were problems. Many programs suffered from corruption and mismanagement. This means money was wasted, and projects didn't always work as planned. The government had strong control. This limited the freedom of teachers and scientists to share ideas and do their work. Money for science and technology was often used for political reasons. It wasn't always used for what the country really needed. Many educated people, like scientists, left the Philippines. This was because of the political problems and the bad economy. Problems like corruption and lack of freedom made it hard for science and technology to help the country. It's important for progress to be done in the right way.